So in here, we're gonna practice some of the hairs. In this kind of the animal hairs, you just do like a really short lines, go one direction, and just do layers by layers. You don't want to do really long lines in the beginning. You want to build up with the short lines, slowly and adding more and more. And also you can do layers. If you finish one layer, if you want to do darker colors, you can adding on top of the color, the hairs, adding some more short lines. Remember, there are short lines that go one directions, and you can see those lines that are all really close together. Don't leave too much gap in between. You can adding some more short lines, just adding more and more. And also when you do those kind of hairs, try to sharpen your pencil really sharp. It's easier to draw the hairs. And this type of the hair has like a basic color. You want to try to color them very smoothly, nicely. Don't leave any gaps. Very light color first, and then we're gonna use like darker color to do those short lines, like the first kind of hair we did. So you're still adding the short lines, slowly adding longer. Don't do the long lines in the beginning. You want to adding the layers. And just slowly adding more and more. And remember, the hairs need to go one direction. And you can adding darker colors, adding some more short lines inside your hairs too. If you feel like that area has like darker colors. And then we can use different colors. So in this hair, I use dark brown, and then I'll use some black to adding even more layers. So this hair is more like a messy hairs, so it's not like too smoothly. You can see the hairs actually go different directions, and they're a little bit curved, very short lines, and then they're having a little bit curve, and they go a little bit different directions. You can see we always use short lines to building up more and more, and even adding longer hairs, but you don't want to make them really long. And see, I'm changing to like darker colors, so even adding more darker colors inside the hairs, still using short hairs, a little bit curved, just go different directions. So this one is more smoothie hairs. So you can see, even though I'm using a little bit longer longer strokes and longer hairs, and then they all go the same directions, they are kind of like just like connect together, make it longer. So this one you need to practice a lot, so those lines can be connect together. And then you can see the edges are using like a little bit lighter colors, so it looks like a smoother. You can use darker colors and then slowly become lighter. In this hair also has like a transitions. And now we're gonna slowly do the shape of the basic bunny first. I put the full picture on the left side so you can see how it looks like. Just to try to do the outlines very lightly, and try to make sure where is the nose part, and then make sure where is the eyes. Always use a guideline to help you. You see the nose with the eyes almost like a straight lines. So try to do the basic color. After that, we're going to start with the eyes. We don't want to use pencil to start with the eyes. We're going to use color pencil. We're going to start with the top top the top part first, and then you don't want to color them too dark. You want to do a little bit like little lines, kind of like they're connected with the hairs. And you see inside the pupil areas, and then there is like white areas. You need to leave that white part. And inside the pupil, we're going to do like a little half circle, and then we leave like those little rectangles as the highlight. We always leave the highlights, and also around the highlights it's always dark colors, and also the pupil is really dark colors, so you can color them really dark. And then after you finish this part, we want to do slowly become lighter color on the bottom of the eyeball later. So on the bottom of the eyeball, you can try to do like lighter colors. We change it to like dark brown colors, connect with the black. Everything needed to be like a transition in colors. Around the eyes has like a little bit white gap. Remember, leave that areas, okay? And then on the bottom of the eyeballs, I'm adding a little bit like orange colors, make it even lighter. So that's the eyes, like reflections. If you feel like that color is too dark, you can add a little bit white to let it stand out a little bit more, let it become a little bit lighter colors. You can see from the eye, from the pupil around the highlights is really dark, and then slowly move to the eyeball. The bottom part is like dark to light colors, the transitioning. That is very important to the eyes. And around the eyes can having like a little short lines connect to the hairs. Now we're going to move to those animal hair. Now we want to leave around the eyes having like white hairs, so you don't want to color that areas. Follow the directions of how the hair grows, and use the first practice one we just practiced. Use the short lines. Just go one direction first. You can always add in more and more later, but you want to do first layer in the beginning. And also for animals, there's no outline. We always try to erase the outlines, so you can do like short hair around the shapes. Just follow the videos to see how I use the strokes, how I do those directions to the hairs. Just follow the directions I did, and also follow the short lines, the hairs. You see, I erase the outlines because remember, when you do animals, when you do hairs, there's no outlines around. They always have like a hair around, so you want to do like a little short hair around the shapes. And then you just follow the directions how to do the hair. So we're going to do the first layer, and then we're going to change it to darker colors, even change it to a little bit light brown colors later, but you will see. Just pay attention to the videos. Those colors need to be blended inside your hairs. You don't want to let those little colors stand out too much. So you see, I'm just adding like a really light color first. And then we're going to add in darker color for some areas, just randomly. You want to try to do still short hairs. Still go that direction you did in the beginning. So we want to build up more and more those little hairs. So for the rest of the parts, you're going to just pay attention to how I do those colors, how I do those strokes, and how I follow the directions. And then I use like a really light colors to sketch a little bit, to connect, to cover a little bit of those white areas. And I'm still adding short lines. Remember, when you do those hairs, try to sharpen your pencil. because when it's like a pointed pencil, it's very easy to draw those little hairs, and it looks prettier. Now we move inside the white area around the eyes. That part is not true white colors. They have like a little bit gray colors. If you don't have like a really light gray, you can use a little bit pencil. You can see the top part of the eyes is like going up, and then the bottom of the eyes is going down direction to do the hairs, and the side part is going on the side. So you have to follow the directions how the hair grows. We're still adding colors, adding darker, adding lighter colors. You want to try to see the blending areas. You don't want to let the white and the black area has like a board around. You want to try to make them having like a transitioning like dark to light colors. For the face areas, you can see the hairs is going a little bit more 45-degree going down. It's not like going up anymore. So keep following those little short lines. When we do the mouse areas, you can see I colored a little bit with really light color first, and then you're gonna change to like another like yellow brown colors to do the mouse area. The color is different than the face, so if you don't have that color, you can change to gray colors, maybe like a warm gray. And you can see we're still using like little short hairs. They also have like shadowing around the nose. Under the nose also has shadows too. And also the color connect to the with the gray and black areas need to be like making short lines, short hairs connecting with the face areas. You don't want to try to create like little lines around the mouse. You want to try to blend this color into your face, so the color can be lightly to blend it inside your the head part. When you use your strokes, when you use your pencil, you have to learn how to control it. Sometimes they can be darker, press harder. Sometimes they can be lighter when you need to blend the color into another color. So you can do very lightly. So don't always try to press too hard. Try to make them very lightly to blend it to one color to the other color. And now when we move to the bottom of the head part, you can see the hair direction is going different direction now. They're going up, down direction. And we're also still changing the colors. You're also going to erase the outlines of the bunny. Just keep following the directions how to do the hairs. Sometimes it takes a lot of patience. If you're feeling tired, you don't have to finish in one day, you can always come back. Because when you are tired, you are in a hurry. I want you guys to do a good job instead of just finish it fast. So you want to finish them nicely, so when you have energy, come back to do your art again. When you're feeling tired, just relax, do something else. Because this is how we practice the skills. We don't want to finish this picture really quickly. So those short lines will make your hands very tired, but it's okay. You're building up your skills. Just try to do slowly and try to see the short lines. And now you can see some of the lines is going a little bit different directions, like we practiced at the third hairstyles. So having a little bit curve, it's okay for this part. They're not too smooth, the moody hairs. They kind of like having a little bit more curve, a little bit more messy hairs. So you see these areas, you can do a little bit different directions and also try to make a little bit curved hairs. See under the head part is the neck part. The neck part has shadows, so we're gonna slowly add in some darker colors, adding some more layers, more hairs, very short hairs. So we're going to slowly move to the top part to do the hair, to the ears. So you're still going to erase the outlines, and then we're going to do like little short hair going up. You will see around the border areas, around the ears has like a white lines around, but not very naturally. Mm-hmm. So we're gonna use like a peach color, like a skin color, go inside to the ear part. But you can see we did a little bit white. I'll leave some white lines around the hair part, the ear hair part. We want to leave that side to be white. The ear part is pretty light colors, but you have to color them very smoothly though. Around the shape of the ears is darker, inside is a little bit lighter colors. They have like a blendings too. We're also adding some a little bit gray colors. The tip of the ears, we're gonna add in some like really light gray colors. If you don't have like light gray, use a pencil, it's okay. We want to do some like lines, and I'm gonna erase the outlines. We're gonna use like little short hairs around the ears. You see like those little short hairs, a little bit darker colors to do the outlines of the ear. You can see around the edges of the ears also has like little short, very short lines. That's why we need to leave that area white in the beginning. Inside the ears also has like little lines, like little hairs. We're always adding like darker colors layer by layers. You can add a little bit more. The outlines of the hairs is pretty light. That's why I changed it to like a light colors. If you don't have the light colors, you can use a pencil instead. And some more hairs inside the eyes part, for the white part. Try to blend a little bit more. In this area, we're going to add some short lines around the ears. Still leave a little bit white in between. to the other ears. We're going to slowly adding more and more short hairs. So from here, we're gonna adding some darker hairs to fix the whole pictures now. So you can see which part you want adding some more colors, which part you want to do more transitioning colors, which part you want to adding some lighter colors, and then want to slowly adding more and more. And then for the whiskers, you want to see the whiskers is very dark lines and also very details, very thin lines. So you don't want to make it too thick. And also around the left side of the mouse or around the neck part, they have like a really light gray color, the hairs coming out. So you want to organize those hairs around the shapes. And then we're going to add in some whiskers on the left too. The left side whiskers is a little bit lighter colors. So you can use gray color. You see? Right now there's some short lines, longer lines. You don't want to be too organized, just do randomly. And then when we pretty much finished, we're gonna fix a little bit more. And if you're done, you can sign your name. And that's your art. Enjoy!